pickers! Today I want to talk about my solo of February's shred guitar community collaboration on Bernth's channel. It was a very short mixolydian track, but today I show and explain you how I managed it to fill up this 12 seconds with sweep picking, tapping, chords, alternate picking, vibrato and bending. Before I start to explain the first bar, let's listen to my full contribution of the shred guitar collab. I put a link down in the description if you want to listen to all the contributions of the shred guitar collab. Now let me explain the song. The backing track is based on a G7 chord. That means we are using the notes of the C major scale. And since G is the 5th degree of C, we can use the G mixolydian mode. Because G mixolydian and C major share exactly the same notes. The backing track is in 110 BPM, which is quite challenging for shred guitar solos because 4 notes per click doesn't sound too fast and 6 notes per click are absolute pro level. For the first bar I decided to create a repeatable 16th note sweep picking lick, that means 4 notes per click. Not too fast, but a lot of cool notes in there. To connect the solo with the backing track, I decided to start with the root note G and to sweep up the notes in the G mixolydian pentatonic scale. Sounds very happy. It's a mix of 2 notes and 1 note per string, which is a little bit challenging, so you will need some hammer-ons for that sound. After that I decided to make a legato line on the E string with the 7th, 8th and 10th fret. And to bring in that mixolydian note, the character, I bring in the F on the 13th fret. Cool, eh? After tapping the 13th fret, the F with my right hand, I go back with a pull-off legato line until I'm back on the 7th fret again. So if you want, you can make that a separate exercise with looping the hammer-ons and the pull-offs. Works pretty good and is very relaxing. This legato line allows me to bring back my right hand into sweep picking position while playing some notes. From the B string I play backwards the G mixolydian scale until I hit the B on the D string, which is the last note of the lick. So we have 16 notes and we can loop this pattern again because our index finger is ready to go back on the G. So let me loop that lick for you. It's in 4 notes per click, means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's very relaxing. After 1 repetition of the sweep picking lick, I automatically come back to the root note G on the D string. I bar down my index finger and with the other 2 fingers, middle and ring finger, I play a G7 chord. The root note, the bass note, I play as staccato to lay that G again into the listener's ear. So there we have the G7 chord. To make this G7 chord a little bit more interesting, I bring in a second chord, and of course I use the C because I already bar it, and the C major supports that mixolydian mode pretty good. You see, that sounds very happy, but the concentration stays on the G7, the mixolydian thing. I finished that chord section with a palm mute in my right hand. This way I can search for the right position with my left hand to get ready for this alternate picking line. And because I play 6 tuplets on 110 BPM there, I switch the pickup to the neck pickup to have less string noise, because I'm not a pro yet and it's pretty hard to play 6 tuplets on 110 BPM. So I want to play it as clean as possible, and the neck pickup supports that a little bit more. The fast alternate picking lick is based on the B Locrian scale in 3 notes per string. Sounds like this. And there are some reasons why I decided to go with this one, because, I mean, it's the same notes than the C major scale. This scale is also very synchronic, so not too difficult. You can play it very fast, and a third reason for it is that it starts on the 7th note of the C major scale, which supports that mixolydian mode as well. Playing a scale up and down sounds a little bit like training, so I decided to go with the interval of thirds to have a more interesting lick, and that sounds like this. So it's a 6 tuplet, and then you begin the same thing on the A string, but you stay in the scale of C major. It's a pretty cool loopable lick, and you can shred it very fast. The last of these 5/6 tuplets ends on the 10th fret of the E string. That means our ring finger is now free to jump up to the 13th fret to the F, which is the 7th note of the G mixolydian scale. So that supports the mixolydian mode as well, but this is not a note we should land on, so I bend it up to the root note, a full tone. And then you can bring in a vibrato. I decided to play this note twice, once short and the second time a little bit longer, and vibrate it. The perfect ending for a cool solo. Now you got the idea behind my solo contribution. If you want to learn that sweep picking mixolydian lick or create your own one, watch the video in the card, because I already made a video about it, and I swear it was really challenging to make this solo. If you liked this video and the way I explained my solo, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell, because I want to do that more often in future. I also recommend to join in Bernth's VIP club on Facebook. We have a lot of fun in this group. So finally, let's listen again to my contribution. Have a nice Saturday.